Okay, so what we have here is a suggested, pretty good, pretty well vetted SHTF patrolling rig that fits into a budget. Um, Now, you can agree, you can disagree, you can share your own thoughts. All total added up, this is roughly $200 worth of gear and equipment that you're looking at. Starting from the left and moving to the right. We start with, well, first of all, what is the rig? What is this chest rig? It is a Condor CR7 that seems to be good enough for most purposes. I think it's good enough for now. I reserve the right to change my mind down the road if something starts to fall apart on it. So from there, what am I really talking about for SHTF? I've talked in a previous video. SHTF could mean a bump in the night. I really don't see somebody donning a chest rig to go deal with a problem that has just busted through your door. So a home invasion type thing. However, if you are in some sort of regional problem where you need to go and deal with looters, protect your neighborhood for 3 days, for 3 weeks, for 3 months, you need to keep people out, or just make sure everybody behaves themselves. I think this is a good enough setup. And I consider this able to keep somebody on their feet sustained for, say, 12 hours. So, and be able to do with different types of injuries. Um, so, coming back in from the left, these pockets, this will hold 2 quarts of water. You can either put, or excuse me, 1 quart of water. These are 2 half-quart bottles, or you can put a full 1 quart canteen. I think these are 1 liter bottles. Or a 1 quart canteen and put that into a pocket. I think it carries good enough. Over here, I would suggest if you were going to run something like this, you would also have a map of your area that you printed off ahead of time before events kick off. This is a very inexpensive compass from Walmart. Again, trying to keep things relatively inexpensive. This is a rifle cleaning kit. A couple different things I find very important in there are the lubrication, CLP. I actually run Ballistol. And the cleaning rod. There's been a number of times where I have taken a dive into snow, and the cleaning rod is really fantastic for getting snow out of your barrel, for getting mud, and for getting mud out of your barrel. So those things are very important to me to be able to execute and get done immediately. So that has a full rod and patches, things like that, to be able to shove junk out of my barrel if I take a dive and have problems. These are your water purification tablets, just the iodine ones. I like them, and I think they are great for some sort of disaster situation. You're not going to have access to water. You can sit there and keep things purified and keep yourself up and running as necessary. The whistle is there for communication. I focus on that. One, I think whistles are great for communication. Two, if you don't have a radio, if you're not with a group of people who have radios, a whistle can be heard over a long distance. At least some whistles can be heard for a half mile. There are people who claim that you can hear a whistle a mile away, depending on the model of whistle. This one, I wouldn't expect a mile of performance out of it. And I think that's also going to depend whether you're in a valley, whether you're on a hill. A lot of different things are probably going to affect that. But as a ground zero, starting place for communication, I think the whistle and hand-arm communications and your voice are absolutely where it's at. This rig has 4 mags, so I should start over here. This equipment goes into this pocket, and the whistle and the compass are dummy corded to the pocket. Well, actually, they're dummy corded and safety pinned. Then we come over here. I put 2 mags in this pocket, 2 mags in this pocket. That should be pretty self-explanatory. This little pocket that Condor put on there is ugly as sin. It takes a tourniquet really well, and you have access to your tourniquet with either your left or your right hand. If you wanted to, you could also add a inexpensive FRS radio to that pocket instead, or put that radio in a different pocket, whatever makes sense to you. Um, so just adding some options there. FRS radio would definitely allow you to get out to a half mile, or depending on your terrain, sometimes a mile, sometimes a couple miles, depending on your environment, on your terrain, up to a couple miles of communication. But I would more so expect a radio to work for you out to about a half mile, especially an FRS radio. In the first aid pouch, I have a middle of the road set of shears there, combat shears. My strong recommendation is that people do not cheap out on their shears. And actually, one can tell me that this is cheaping out. This is, I think, about $10. Definitely a better, more expensive set of shears would be a better choice. Going with the shears, bandage shears at Walmart, that is a bad choice. Just trust me on that. Gloves. I have an emergency blanket, a cravat, and the Olays modular bandage. That is the 6-inch version, flat pack. For the first aid equipment, anybody could tell me that it would be better to carry more equipment than what you were looking at there. And I will completely agree with you. I will also add to that, people should consider their level of training and their level of capability when it comes to first aid equipment. So I just want to provide people options and provide a look at a particular kit and give you an idea of what $200 could get you, and a list of equipment that and how to carry it that I think works out pretty well. So thank you. You have a great day.